Hi, this is Dr. Kimberley Linert, and you're listening to Incredible Life Creator Podcast. My guest today is Minerva Vazquez. Minerva is a culinary nutrition expert, certified body code practitioner, celebrity chef, creator of Transformational Weight Loss Program with a holistic approach called Sky System, founder and host of Overcoming the BS Project podcast show, married for 32 years to her high school sweetheart, and mother of two, grandmother of 1.5. The half will be born in October. Thank you so much for being here, Minerva.
Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Such an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much.
Yes. So why don't we start out by, if you would just tell us a little bit about you, like where you grew up, where you started, and how you got to where you are today.
Wow. It all started in New York. I was born in New York, but I was raised in Puerto Rico. So I always tell as a joke that Jennifer Lopez and I, we are such a close friends, but not really. I wish I could meet her. I believe that she's a wonderful lady. But I was raised in Puerto Rico, and I am the oldest of 3 children. And my grandmother, which was blind, she was the one who raised me. She took care of me. So ever since I was a little kid, I had to help her in the kitchen by reading the labels and telling her what kind of meat or what kind of vegetable she was using. And that's how my culinary journey began, because I was like her little expert in the kitchen. And right after that, I married my high school sweetheart. We have been together for 32 years.
Oh, it's amazing.
And oh my gosh, we have 2 beautiful children, and I'm already a grandma. But when I was in Puerto Rico, I have always been interested in the wellness industry. I love it. And I love makeup, and I love everything that is organic and natural for you. So in Puerto Rico, I used to own a spa, a beauty spa. And of course, I would help all these women with, their image and their skincare. And I had a great time. I loved it. But the stress was very high at that time. And I decided to make a change. That's when we moved to Miami, Florida, about 15 years ago. And I just wanted to spend more time with my kids. So, because a lot of people, they were always telling me, Minerva, you're such a good cook. You should do something about that. Well, I decided to go to a culinary school. And that's when everything began, because everybody was calling me, oh, Chef Minerva, whenever we had to get together, well, what is Chef Minerva going to bring today to the party? So everybody was like expecting a surprise or something like that. And soon after that, my friends and my family, of course, they motivated me to go on TV. And that's when I first had my opportunity on TV with, it was a baking show, like a competition on TLC. And oh my gosh, it was fun. My personality was not the best personality, because the way they cast people, they immediately they think, oh, she could be the villain. And they casted me as a villain. So I'm not even going to tell you the show that it is, or the network. Because every time that I tell people, they're like, oh my gosh. But let me tell you, that was a fun experience, because although I was casted as the villain, then I learned that a lot of people were just watching the show to see what I was going to do next. I mean, I made great TV. But let me tell you, to my benefit and, to my blessing, soon after that, I was approached by a Hispanic network called Univision, and they wanted me to become one of their culinary experts in a morning show called Despierta America. And wow, I loved it. That this was live TV. So even the mistakes, they were fun. I only had 3 to 5 minutes to cook an entire meal.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, that was stressful. But because a lot of people knew me as a cake decorator or cake designer, a lot of people were expecting me to make desserts. And I started gaining a lot of weight, as you can imagine. I had to taste my products. And whatever left over, I was not gonna waste, all my products. So I was eating sugar like you wouldn't believe it. And of course, all these processed flours and all the fruits and everything else that I was putting into my desserts. I am a great pastry chef. I have to tell you that much. But that greatness turned me into a oversized chef. And that brought a lot of stress into my life. Of course, it was stressful to my health, and it was stressful to my relationship with my husband. I felt very insecure. Of course, this brought a lot of problems. I did not feel comfortable wearing shorts. I did not feel comfortable wearing sexy clothes in front of him. And he didn't care. He just wanted to be me, the fun Minerva. But now I can understand, and now I can relate with oversized women, how painful it is emotionally and physically. And in my quest to find a solution, a natural solution, because like I said before, I have always been very interested in everything that is wellness and natural and organic. Well, in my quest, I started making changes. For example, the regular sugar that I was using, I started using organic sugarcane juice, in order to replace the regular refined sugars. And the same thing I did with the flours. And of course, I started experimenting with gluten-free, then grain-free. But there was one thing that I needed help with, and it was with my emotions, because I was still feeling insecure. Although I was making changes in my body, my emotions were still kind of, were kind of what can I tell you? I was very weak in that area. So in my quest to find more solutions to my situations, that's when I met this healing practitioner, and she was a Body Code Practitioner. And let me tell you something, it was, that was an aha moment for me, because it helped me realize how important my emotions were in order to manifest whatever I wanted to manifest. If my emotions or my feelings were low, then of course I was manifesting low things, things that I didn't want it in my life. But the higher those emotions were, then the higher or the closer I was to get the things that I wanted to create, which was a very healthy body, a sexy image for my husband, and of course, a more secure woman. So what happened? I decided to become a certified practitioner as well, because that's when I said to myself, this is how can I help other women? And of course, I took my expertise and my skills as a chef, and I combined it with the services as a body code practitioner. And that's how my transformational weight loss program was created. Because now I take all the goodness of the natural foods together with the services to heal the person with their emotions, so they can create and they can manifest their true greatness. Whatever that is, now they can manifest it in a healthier way, let's put it that way, in a more assertive way. And after that, then I said to myself, I need to do something else. And that's when my podcast came along, the opportunity to have my own podcast, so I can communicate in a more effective way with people that are out there. Because yes, I am helping people around my community, but what about the ones that are out of town? They need this knowledge, they need this service, and they need to feel better about themselves, and they need to feel happier, joyful, and healthier, of course. And now I'm here with you.
Oh, that is just magnificent. How that journey, how you came, and now you're helping people not only with their eating, but with their emotions. Because so many times people just emphasize the food, the food, the food, but it's not always the food. A lot of times the emotions can have us holding on to weight or holding on to disease or, things that are not beneficial for us. So that is really, really amazing. So, so tell me a little bit about feelings and how negative things can make you fat.
Okay, that's a very good one. The mind works with images. So for example, if I tell you to think about a boat, an image comes to your mind of a boat, right? It could be a red boat, it could be a blue boat, a big boat, small boat, passenger boat, a shrimp boat, you name it, But your mind doesn't think the word B-O-A-T. Your mind thinks about the image of a boat. Okay, that's how thoughts start in your mind. Now, your mind has two functions. It has the subconscious mind and has the conscious mind. It's not that you have two minds. It's just that it has two functions. Now, the conscious mind is the reasoning mind. Okay, so for example, and it uses your perceptions. So for example, I can take a cup of coffee and I can think that my cup of coffee, it has the perfect temperature. Why? Because I am touching it. I am using my perceptions, right? But you may think, oh, Minerva, that is just too cold. But for me, it has the right temperature. It is my perception versus your perception. So that perception becomes a belief. This is the way that I like my coffee. This is the right temperature. What about the perception of vision? Well, you might think that my coffee is too light. But for me, it has the perfect shade because it is my perception and it versus your perception. It is my belief versus your belief. This is the way you see it. Okay, and that is the way I see it. Now, what about taste, which is another way to use your natural senses? Well, I don't use sugar in my coffee. So you may believe, oh, no, I cannot take a coffee like that. That is too bitter. Okay, but for me, it has the perfect flavor. It tastes like coffee. I don't use sugar. So who's right or who's wrong? Nobody. It is your belief. It is your perception. So the same thing with me. Now, according to that belief, okay, your subconscious mind, which is the creative mind, okay, that is where the creative power goes to work and starts manifesting the circumstances for things to happen. Well, if I have the coffee the way you like it, then my body or my subconscious mind will create the environment to reject that coffee because my mind has believed that that is not a good coffee, that the way you drink your coffee is not a good way. So my subconscious mind takes whatever my mind believes and accepts it as a truth. Your subconscious mind does not judge and does not reason with your beliefs. Okay, it just takes it as the truth and then creates the environment to create whatever is it that you want to create. So in my case, if I drink the coffee as cold as you like it, it's gonna feel bad in my stomach and I'm gonna have a bad reaction. And it's just because it is my belief that I don't like it the way you like it. I mean, this is just about coffee, but let me give you another example. Spicy chicken wings, okay? I love spicy chicken wings, but I like them medium spicy sauce, okay? My son believes that I'm a wimp because the way he likes his buffalo chicken wings is that hot, burning hell spicy chicken wings. That's the way he likes it, and that's the way he enjoys it. Now, this is what I tell him. His name is Alex. I go, Alex, you're going to get sick. Your stomach is going to go bad. Your intestines, you're going to ruin your intestines. But what is his belief? his belief is like, no, mom, I'm perfectly fine. This is the way I like it. So his mind believes that that kind of spicy sauce is perfectly fine. Therefore, his subconscious mind creates an environment in his stomach to protect that stomach and nothing happens to him. But what about my belief? Since I believe that that is going to be bad for your stomach, then if I eat the way that he eats, perhaps I will be creating in my subconscious mind the environment in my stomach to reject that kind of chicken wing. And then, of course, either I will puke or I will have upset stomach or something like that. But that is because of my belief, my perception. Now, let's go back to the negative emotions. Now, according to your beliefs, that whatever thought you have put in your mind, then your mind also that beliefs creates an emotion. I call that the F factor. Okay, that four-letter word, and I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about feel. The FEEL, how you feel about that thought. So, for example, if I look at myself in the mirror and I say, oh my gosh, I look so fat. Look at me. Look at this muffin top. Look at this skin is sagging. This is just so horrible. I look horrible. There are two things happening here. You are seeing yourself. You are using your perception. You're using one of your natural senses to create a belief that you look fat and that you look ugly. And then with that comes the emotion, the negative emotion. And what you're doing is that you are sealing that belief. And now your subconscious mind takes that belief and creates the environment to create that situation or to keep recreating that situation. So the more you look at yourself in the mirror and say how ugly you are or how fat you think you are, the more the subconscious mind is going to say, okay, all right, let's, you are right, you're perfectly fine. Let's keep, let's keep putting more fat into your hips, and let's keep putting more fat on your belly so you can keep having that muffin top. Because your subconscious mind, its job is to create the circumstances to materialize whatever you believe. What about these people that they eat pizza all the time? They don't believe that they're going to get fat. And some people say, oh my gosh, you have such a great metabolism. Well, yeah, you might have a good metabolism, but what you don't see is that this person does not believe that that pizza is going to make him or her fat. Of course, you cannot take this as an excuse and keep eating pizza every day for, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if you have pizza every now and then, and I do, as a matter of fact, I love pizza. I don't have it every day, and I don't even have it every week. But whenever I have pizza, I don't say to myself, I don't look at the pizza and say, oh my gosh, this is going to make me fat. No, because then I will be creating the environment to manifest that thought that is in my mind. If I see myself, getting fat and then, expanding my muffin top, which I don't have a muffin top anymore. So, so this is what happens. Your emotions can make you fat. The uglier you feel, the older that you feel, whatever negative emotion that you feel, the more you think about it, the more it creates a belief in your mind. And then your subconscious mind will go to work and create the environment to manifest that belief.
Wow. And that's, it sounds like it's so true, but who thinks about it usually?
That happened to me. That happened to me whenever I was, having fun with my family. I would look at the pizza, or I would look at the pasta, or I would look at, whatever we were eating. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really hungry. But if I keep eating that rice, wow, I'm going to get fat and I'm going to regret it tomorrow. I was already, feeling the depression and the hopelessness and the frustration. And of course, like I said before, I have made a lot of changes in my eating habits, because now I don't eat to kill the hunger. Now I eat to nourish my body, to bring nutrients that are going to help me feel more energetic and that are going to help me have a more beautiful skin, younger skin. So now whenever I select my foods, I do it with excitement, like, oh my gosh, what is this vitamin going to do for my benefit? And now I am excited about vitamins, supplements, and all kinds of different foods. So you see, there is a difference now from where I was and where I'm right now, and that is exactly what I like to teach to my audience and to my clients. You don't have to feel depressed and anxious if you see food in front of you. You just have to be wise in your selection and then feel excited about it.
Yes,
That is
it's
one of my
totally
strategies.
different perspective, totally different perspective, and it does. I even felt it in myself shifting. It's like, because I've had that experience. I look at that chocolate brownie. I'm like, if I eat that, But to like you said, just to take a look at food as, okay, I get to nourish my body. Oh, that's an amazing perspective. So it's
Yes,
just
thank you.
it just takes a weight off.
Yeah. And let me tell you, with food, I tell my clients, you can have cheesecake. Yes, you can. In my case, I have cheesecake once a year. I indulge myself with a good cheesecake once a year, but I make my own cheesecake. Like I said, I am a good pastry chef. What can I tell you?
The best one, I'm sure.
And I use grass-fed cheese. I don't use the cheap cheese. And I get excited. Sometimes I even order this cheese online because I am so excited about making my own cheesecake. I order the best cream cheese that I can find. And then the same thing with whatever sweetener I'm going to use, and with the eggs, free range eggs. That's what I use. So you see, like you said before, it is a different perspective. I get excited about the foods that I'm going to put in my body. I don't feel the guilt and I don't feel the shame anymore. Yes, like I said before, only once a year I do that. I don't abuse that. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to feel good about it. And as a matter of fact, I have a great recipe for brownies and you're going to love it. I can share that with you later. It's
I love
amazing.
it.
And you're not going to feel guilty about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yes. So, if someone wants to lose weight, what kind of supplements can they use? I know it's choosing the right food. So, what kind of food should they choose? What kind of supplements could they choose that would promote that?
Okay. Well, normally what I suggest to my clients when I prepare them for every client that I have, I customize a meal plan. And the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that most of the supplements that they get it with their foods. Okay, because in my case, I was not too excited about taking all these pills. So I understand that. And because I do, then I tell my clients, these are the foods that you should get in order to supplement yourself with the nutrients that you need in order to lose weight. Now, normally what I have found with my clients is that they are deficient in a lot of vitamins and minerals. And the number one that I see is vitamin D3. Okay. And this one, you can get it with the sun. With 5 to 10 minutes that you are under the sun, either in the morning or in the afternoon, you can get your supply of D3. Now, if you live upstate or Canada, or even Alaska, you don't get that much of sunshine in that case. So yes, you need to supply yourself with a good vitamin D3 supplement. And they call it vitamin D3, but it's not a real vitamin. This is more like a pro hormone. And when you're deficient, of this so important D3, you get problems with your insulin resistance. And if your insulin's resistance, you are going to create that muffin top like this. Okay. And of course, it brings a lot more problems because you might be candidate for having a cardiovascular disease, even Alzheimer's, and even cancer. So vitamin D3, for me, is like the number one that you should be very focused on. So if you cannot get your daily dose of a sunshine for 5 to 10 minutes, go ahead and buy a very good D3 and supplement your diet with that. Now you can always add, of course, fish. Fish is good, very good for you to supplement that. Mackerel, salmon, tuna, and chicken, but make sure that it's organic, free range chicken. And the same thing with cheese. If you're going to eat cheese, which is a very good source of vitamin D3, then make sure that it's organic and grass-fed. I always tell my clients that organic, grass-fed, go for it, free range. Now, some people, they say, oh, my Minerva, but I take, my daily dose of sun every day. But if you're using sunscreen, it's like nothing, you're not helping yourself. So it's not going to hurt you if you do 5 to 10 minutes a day in the afternoon or in the morning without sunscreen. It's not going to hurt you. So don't be afraid of that. Now, the other vitamin that I like is B12. That is absolutely important because it helps you with your nervous system. And if you are in an environment that is that you're suffering with a lot of anxiety and stress, the vitamin B12 is going to go down the hill very quickly. Okay. And if you're anxious and if you're very stressed out, then you're activating your adrenal glands to create cortisol. And this is the IFAT hormone. And then again, you're going to create more muffin top around your waist. So B12, wow. Take that B12 every day. In my case, I have the injection. For me, is a lot better. It makes it's better for me. I feel the effects a lot faster. But if you're going to take B12, take the bilingual one, because when you take the B12 and you ingest it, it has to go through your digestive system. And by the time that your digestive system has digested the vitamin B12, you don't get that much of the benefits. So either take the injection or take it bilingual. It's a lot better. 5,000 units is for me is the best choice. Another one, vitamin C. Vitamin C, a lot of people say, oh, Minerva, I'm taking vitamin C every day. Okay, let me look at your bottle. The bottle says ascorbic acid. That's fake vitamin C. Look for the pure vitamin C. It's kind of hard to find it, but you can go online and find it. It has to be pure vitamin C. The vitamin C is going to help you with your skin. You're going to have a younger looking skin. And sometimes when we start losing weight, the skin starts losing thickness. And then what happens is that the texture of your skin, it may look like you have a lot more cellulite than what you really have. And of course you look older. So take vitamin C, is great for everything in your body. If you're taking collagen and you're not taking vitamin C, the collagen is not going to work for you. You need vitamin C to process that collagen in order for you to look better and feel better and have more energy and metabolize the food. Now let's talk about minerals. There are 3 minerals that are extremely important for you to lose weight. One is potassium, the other one is magnesium, and the other one is zinc. Potassium, a lot of people say, no, but I can use, I can eat banana, but banana is very high in carbs and sugars. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're eating banana, you're not going to be able to lose the weight that fast. So what I do is that I have a smoothie of kale and spinach every morning, and I put a little bit of avocado and a couple of berries. I like blueberries, and the blueberries will give it that kind of a sweetness to it without adding any other additional sweetener to it. And it will keep it low carb, but infused in potassium, because you have used kale, you have used spinach, and you have used avocado. That is my trick for you. And of course, to liquefy a little bit, your smoothie, I use unsweet coconut milk. Fantastic. I love it. And I do that every morning. You're going to see the difference. You need potassium because if you see that you have all this excess of fat right next to your hips and it looks bulky, that means that you are low in potassium and you're accumulating all that fat in that area. That's like your number one telltale that you're low in potassium. And if you're trying to exercise and you're getting cramps after exercising, you are low in potassium. Now, let's talk about magnesium. Magnesium, if you're low in magnesium, you're going to feel cramps even before you start exercising. And magnesium is amazing to help you lose fat and to help you have a good night's sleep. I have magnesium at night. That's the one supplement that I have at night. It makes you go to sleep like really nice. And a lot of people gain weight because they don't even have a good night's sleep. They are so stressed out that they cannot rest at night. So if you have magnesium, and what I do, I have this magnesium that comes with zinc. And then I have the two at the same time. So this is the one supplement that I have every night so I can have a good night's sleep, so I can have a good workout. And the zinc, it helps you with a lot of things, okay? But the number one thing that I like is that it helps your gray hair go away or minimize. So
that's
a
good
one.
Yeah,
So those are my top vitamins and supplements and minerals that I recommend to my clients.
Awesome. So sometimes when people have a goal, and maybe they would have a goal of losing weight, they have like a vision board, or they're trying to use some kind of emotional something to motivate them. So does that work for people?
Well, for some people work, but it's if you use the right strategies, okay? Because I have noticed this with a lot of people. They make these beautiful vision boards, very creative, and they put all these pictures, and they say a lot of affirmations with these pictures. But how come you still see that they are struggling with their health and with their figure and even with their finances? Because I have seen some of these vision boards that I am a millionaire, and they put signs of dollars and bags of money and all kinds of money bills, dollar bills, but they're still broke. Or they're still fat, or they're still unhealthy. So why is this? The reason why it's not working is because number one, the number one reason is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind takes whatever belief that you have put in your mind, and that's what creates. So if those pictures are not believable, it's not going to work. And that's the second word that I wanted to say: believe. The law of belief, not the law of attraction. It is the law of belief. So you see, whatever thought you have in your mind, that is your belief. Okay. So for example, let's put the example of Jennifer Lopez, my best buddy right here. I mean, this lady, she is absolutely beautiful. She's gorgeous. She is very successful. So why is she so successful? Because you can see her story throughout her life that she has believed in her skills, she has believed in her methods, and she has not allowed anybody to come in her way. She has been criticized, and she has been She has been in an up and down of situations, but she's unstoppable. Okay, she's unstoppable. Now, a lot of my clients, they use her picture on her vision board. But can they believe that they can get there? That is the question. And they put it as a motivation, not because they are willing to believe like her, to eat like her, to dance like her. To walk like her. Because one of the another strategy that I tell my clients is that you have to walk the walk and talk the talk. And what does that mean? You have to walk like it. I mean, straight up, fix your posture, chin up, bring your shoulders back, and start walking as if you were already in shape. How can you try to look like Jennifer Lopez and walk like if you're dragging the world on your shoulders? Do you see Jennifer Lopez walking like that? No, she has an attitude. Okay. She didn't get there just like that. She had to work at it. Okay, and she's still working at it. As a matter of fact, she follows one of the healthy strategies that I teach my clients, which is the keto strategy. And I'm telling you, it really works. So are you willing to walk like her? Are you willing to act like her, to eat like her, and to dance like her? Your mind, if you are not willing to do that, if it's not possible for you to believe that you can do it, then your subconscious mind will keep creating whatever you believe, like I explained before. And you can put all kinds of pictures in your vision board of Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, but it's not believable to your subconscious mind. Therefore, you will not manifest that kind of body. And of course, it's not like we want to be them, because you want to be yourself. But if you cannot believe that you can get there, it's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how many beautiful pictures of that. I can put you another example about finances. I have a lot of people that they put, like I said before, dollar bills, $1,000 bills, and all kinds of money bags, and they put these beautiful houses. And do they believe that they can do it? Well, let's do an experiment right here. If I tell you, and for the listeners, if you are driving right now, don't close your eyes. Okay, just keep driving. Look straight forward and just play with me for just a second. Let's say that you just won the lotto with millions of dollars. I mean, like, oh my gosh, how awesome is that? And if you can see yourself, and can you see yourself with that big fat check, having your picture taken and everybody congratulating you, and there you go, oh my gosh, all these flashes, blah, 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 blah. Can you see yourself there? I mean, are you already smiling? Like, are you feeling the goosebumps and the butterflies in your stomach?
Oh, yes, just the thought of holding that big check, it's just surreal, right?
Then you are closer to play and win the lotto. But if our audience right now, if they're thinking like, yeah, right, Minerva, in my dreams or in your dreams perhaps, but it's never going to happen to me. I mean, do you know how many times I have played the lotto and I have won only like $1 or $2, just enough to buy me another ticket? If you are thinking... If you are thinking like that, no wonder you haven't been able to play the lotto. I'm not a gambler, so I don't play the lotto. But I think I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to try to use this method to see if I can win the lotto. But then again, I am not a gambler. It's not my style. I know who my supplier is, so I don't have to depend on the lotto ticket. But if you like it, don't feel guilty. Go for it. I mean, enjoy it. And if you're going to play with enthusiasm. play thinking that is already yours. And this is how the vision board can help you in any case that you want. You can lose weight, you can do anything that you want, and the vision board is going to help you, is going to motivate you, is going to inspire you. But the only way that is going to work to make it happen is if you believe, if you can actually have the feeling that is already yours, if you can see yourself with that beautiful hourglass figure, if you can see yourself going to the beach with that beautiful bikini. Let me tell you something. There was a time that I would not even think about wearing a bikini. It was a no-no for me. It was like out of the question. I felt so uncomfortable by the thought of that no wonder I had a big muffin top. Because it was not believable. I was recreating my fears. Okay, I was recreating my beliefs. But once I said to myself, no, I can do this. My body is fully equipped to recreate or to create the body that I truly want. So I started believing that it was possible. And at the beginning, when I started exercising, everything hurt. But, there was a time when I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this? But then, I tackled those negative emotions and those negative feelings by putting in my mind that I was fully equipped. I mean, I have two great arms. I can hug, I can kiss with these arms. Then if I can hug and I can kiss, I can lift weights. Perhaps at the beginning, it's only like 1 or 2 pounds, depending on your physical situation. But you start with 1 or 2 pounds. Start with beans or with whatever cans you have in your house, with salmon cans or whatever you have. Start with that. Start with something and start believing that little by little, you're going to get stronger and you're going to get more fit and you're going to get, you're going to lose all the weight. And I'm telling you this, and I'm telling this to your audience as well, because Rome was not built in one day, nor in 1 week, and much less in 1 year. What I tell my clients is what I have heard from Joyce Meyer, this evangelist, and it has worked like a charm for me. I tell my clients that they can repeat to, this is an affirmation that I teach them. I tell them that I am not where I want to be. But thank God I am not where I used to be. And this is okay because I am on my way. Under grace, in the perfect way, in Jesus' name. This is what I do, and this is what I say, and this is what I teach. Because yes, you can recognize that at this moment, you might be 10, 20, 50 pounds overweight. But what if you can lose 1 pound by next week? Yes, you can acknowledge that you are not there yet, but it's okay because now you're not where you used to be. You are on your way, so it's okay. And everything is under grace in the perfect way. You're getting there. And if you can say that to yourself, then you start creating good feelings and good emotions. And these good emotions are going to help you create these thoughts of wellness and health and better figure. And let me tell you, the results are glorious if you do that.
I love that. I just love that because it's so easy to feel kind of stuck somewhere. So just saying, I'm not where I was before, and that's so true for so many people. You're doing well, but you're not where you want to be, so you're on your way. Oh, it's empowering.
Absolutely.
That is so empowering.
And that's why my program is transformational, because I don't want to be a cheerleader for you, like, yeah, you can do this. You can do this. Of course you can do this. But I want to give you the tools so you can transform your mind, because the change starts in your mind. Once you believe it, then you start changing your eating methods, and then you start changing your physical efforts and methods. And hey, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, I promise you, I guarantee you that it's going to happen. So it's not that I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you so you can transform your mind and your progress and your results. That's what I'm here for.
Amazing. So now you said, I'm kind of switching gears for a minute here. You said you were been married 32 years. And that's a long time in today's day. So many people are breaking up.
Yes.
So how does that happen? What advice do you have for people who want to create a long-term relationship that lasts?
Wow, there's not just one little secret. There are many things. This takes a lot of effort. But if somebody's listening right now that is young and that is going to start dating, this is the funny part. Okay, this is what I used to tell my daughter when she was dating. The first thing that you need to look at is how the ears look in the guy. If they have like big ears that they look like I don't know, that they look like Dumbo, you have to think about it twice, because do you want to have a baby girl with ears like Dumbo? No. So you have to start to look at the physical first. What about the behind, your tushy? If the guy has like a flat tushy, I mean, do you want your baby girl to have a flat tushy? I mean, you have to look at these things first. This is very important. This is about the future. What about the hair? I mean, are you going to be okay paying for those Brazilian blowouts if your boyfriend has extremely curly hair? I mean, are you going to be up for that, with your girl? So these are... Then the number two, you have to look at the family. You have to look at the family. Are they having cholesterol issues, Alzheimer's? Are they having... You have to go through their whole medical record. Because do you want to have a husband that at a very young age, you have to become a nurse and start, I don't know, having all kinds of situations where you have to stop enjoying your life? I know that this sounds kind of shallow, but it worked for my daughter. Because I have a beautiful granddaughter now. But let's talk about the truth now. Let's talk about the real things that are going to help you have a beautiful, strong marriage. And let me tell you, it has not been a honeymoon the 32 years. It has been an up and down. But the first thing that you need to do is that you have to have open conversations with your spouse or with your boyfriend if you're not married yet. You have to have open conversations. And before you open your mouth, you have to think. And before you start talking, you have to know the right timing. What do I mean by this? When they come from work, it's not like us women, they come with all this stress, with all these problems, and they don't want to hear more nagging when you come to your house. When they come to your house, they just want to hear silence for just a moment, and they just want to feel that they have come to their safety zone. So stay quiet for just a moment. Allow him to go, if he has to ride his bike, if he has to take a shower, whatever he needs to do, allow him to do it. Just say, hi, how are you? Welcome home. I have a great dinner for you. I can't wait for you to taste it. Whatever, but just keep short and in a loving way, and give him his time. When he is back to normal, to being the fun and loving partner that you married, then you sit down and then you start talking to him. Now, like I said before you start talking, you need to think before you open your mouth, because is what you're going to say, is it going to be edifying to him, or are you going to treat him like a child? Like, well, now that you're all rested and that I fed you, let me remind you that you didn't take the trash out last night. And I had to spend the entire day in the kitchen with that stench in the kitchen. And come on, how can a girl deal like this all day long? I mean, if you have this kind of attitude, forget it. That's how perhaps he got out of his house at an early age, because he didn't want to hear a mother. He comes home to a lover, not to a mother. Okay. And you have to stay a lover all the time. When I started gaining weight, and this is one of the things that affected my marriage, I felt very uncomfortable with my figure. Therefore, I stopped wearing shorts and sexy blouses and even dresses. I was just wearing jeans. I didn't want anybody to look at my legs, and I was wearing big shirts. And no one could look at my muffin top. But my husband was like, babe, I love you just the way you are. And yes, perhaps you have gained a little weight, but we can work with this. Don't worry about it. I want you. But I couldn't understand that, because I started a belief in my mind that fat women were ugly. That was the wrong impression and wrong belief that I had in my mind. And to your audience, let me tell you, I do not believe that there are ugly women out there. If you don't know how to dress and you don't know how to do your makeup, that is another thing. But there are not ugly women out there. You just have to learn the tricks. That's all. And I can teach you that too. But that was my perception at that moment. I saw myself ugly and I felt ugly. Therefore, I was trying to hide that. And my husband started missing that. So it came to a point that I was not being sexy to him. So I stopped being a lover. I mean, in the intimate part, we were okay, because as long as the lights, as long as there were no lights on, everything okay. As long as we were in darkness, everything was okay. But like I said before, my husband wanted to enjoy me. Every little part of my body he wanted to enjoy, and I was not allowing him that. So once I learned how important that was, and it was affecting him and our relationship, that was another motivation that I had to lose the weight and to get in shape, because I was doing it for us. I was not doing it for him, and I was not doing it for other people, and I was not doing it to please anybody else. And let me tell you this to your audience as well. Don't do things to please other people. They will never appreciate your efforts. You can starve to death to look pretty or to look skinnier, but people will never appreciate the efforts that you go through and the pain that you go through in order to achieve your fitness goals. So do it for yourself. Do it because it brings you joy. It brings you satisfaction. And that's what I started to do. I was doing, I started meal plans, specialized meal plans for me. I started doing changes. I started exercising little by little, and now I can lift weights. I mean, I'm a tough cookie now. And that's one of the secrets that I have for everybody, that you have to stay acting as the lover of your spouse. You have to feel like a sexy woman. It doesn't matter your shape. It doesn't matter your weight. And if it helps, yes, do your hair and do a little bit of your makeup and wear perfume while you're in the process of losing all the weight and getting in shape. And little by little, buy clothing that it looks prettier on you. Because that's another thing. And a lot of women, they don't even know how to dress, and they don't even know the colors that are going to look best on you. I know my colors. I know that purple looks amazing on me. I keep wearing it whenever possible because I know the trick now. So have a good open conversation with your husband. And this conversation means that you think before you open your mouth, and that you use the opportunity to edify your husband, because your husband needs to be edified, and you have to be wise. Open your mouth to edify your husband, not to bring him down. He had enough at work. He's coming home to his safety zone. And you might be thinking like, oh, but Minerva, he's not nice to me. Well, you should have thought about that before you married him. Now you have to deal with the situation. But let me tell you something. People don't learn for what you tell them. People learn for what they see that you do. And my husband started changing his attitude towards me because I started changing my attitude towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm feeling sexier in front of him. Now I'm acting again as a great lover that I know I am in front of him. Now we enjoy each other in a more passionate way. Last but not least, have fun activities. Don't wait for your husband to come home and then just watch TV and watch the sports. And it's okay if he watches sport, because right now we love basketball. And whenever it's basketball season, either we watch it on TV or we go to the stadium and, we watch the game together, and we enjoy that. We make it a date night. So have fun activities, have open conversations, and have fun activities, and act as an eternal lover. Those are my 3 strategies to have a long-lasting and amazing marriage.
Wow, thank you. And those are great tips for that. And the other thing is, we're kind of turning back to the cooking again. Talk about organization in your kitchen and how that can make things happier and healthier for you.
Okay, the kitchen. I am a lover of big kitchens. I mean, I am remodeling my kitchen every day in my mind. As a matter of fact, I would love, in my next project, I tell my husband that I want to have 2 dishwashers because one is not good enough for me anymore. My kitchen is my lab. This is where I create all kinds of recipes, and I do all these changes, to make it more, healthier but more delicious. Because some of the recipes that you see out there, they try to gain your attention by telling you that it's just few ingredients, and that's it. You can have dinner at home within 30 minutes or less with just few ingredients, 5 ingredients or less. I remember that show, 5 ingredients of less or less. I mean, what kind of lame meal are you going to have if you only have 5 ingredients? So the way that I teach my clients how to organize their kitchen, first of all, you need to remove everything that is junk. There are absolutely no healthy benefits if you have junk food around your house. And it's going to give you even more stress because you see it there and now you're like, oh my gosh, I could have that cookie right now, but I can't because Minerva told me not to. No. I don't want you to think like that. I want you to think like you're already there. But if you have that temptation, forget it. So I have a small kitchen cabinet where I have all my seasonings. You can have one area of just seasonings, and it's not, I don't tell you to go crazy with the seasonings because it all depends on your taste buds. But the most important ingredients that are going to bring a lot of nutrients, because this is one thing that a lot of so-called experts, they forget, or they don't even know about this. But you can make your food, of course, more delicious, but more nutrient efficient if you add spices to it. And I'm not talking about spices as in hot. I'm talking about spices such as oregano, such as thyme, such as smoked paprika, rosemary, basil. These are 5 basic spices that you should always keep in your cabinet. This is absolutely important. And of course, your salt and your pepper, absolutely important. And we can talk about that, in another show, the greatest ingredients that you can have in your kitchen. So you can have healthier and more delicious foods. But on the second cupboard, or on the second shelf, I should say, I put whatever is going to help me to have a faster meal. For example, I have canned tuna, I have chicken tuna, and I have salmon tuna. Those three things. And I have the baking shelf. On the baking shelf, I have the baking powder, and I have the other one, the baking soda, and the sugars. What I use erythritol, kind of difficult to pronounce, but the name of the brand that I use is Swerve. That sugar has a very low glycemic index, but it is absolutely delicious. And I have coconut flour. That's the one that I use, and almond flours. And let me tell you something, you can bake absolutely delicious desserts and cookies if you have those few things, those few ingredients. And cinnamon and vanilla are a must in your kitchen if you're going to do some baking. So you see, just 3 shelves, I'm sorry, that you can have: one for the seasonings, and one for the canned foods, and the other one for your baking goods, and you're all set. A lot of people think that in order for you to lose weight, you have to spend so much money because all these good ingredients and organic ingredients are so expensive. They might seem expensive at the very beginning, but you don't use the whole bottle of pure vanilla organic extract. You don't use the whole thing in one dessert. You just use, a few drops here and a few drops there. So it's going to last you a very long time. Same thing with cinnamon, and same thing with the salt, and same thing with everything else. You just use a little bit of it, and then of course, you're going to you're going to do at the beginning an investment, but then it's going to last you a very long time. And the second tip that I can give you here, well, I don't know if it's the second or the third or the fourth. I'm giving you so many tips here so you can transform your kitchen. But I go to these Home Goods, and I buy most of my ingredients there. They are even cheaper than going online. So that's a good one for you right there. And that's how you start transforming your kitchen so you can lose weight faster. It's not that difficult. It's very easy, but you have to do it.
Thank you so much. So I know that you have an offer for the listeners about your transformational program. So why don't you share that?
Oh, yes, because your audience are so nice and they have been listening all this time. I have a special gift for them. It is my intention and my total passion to equip people so they can have a healthier and happier life. And of course, that you can achieve your dreams and your goals with your fitness and your weight loss. So I have a free 1-week metabolic booster meal plan for you. You just have to go to my website, www.chefminerva.com, and request your 1-week absolutely free metabolic booster meal plan. And the thing is that in that meal plan, I have included the shopping list to make it even better for you and a lot easier for you. And on top of that, it comes with all the nutritional facts so you can keep track of your nutritional goals. So there you go. It is a great gift for you and for your audience, and it's going to be only for a limited time only. So go ahead, go to my website and request your free 1-week metabolic booster nutritional plan so you can have a jump start on your weight loss goals right now.
Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for being on the podcast. You've given so much great wisdom and tips and in so many areas.
Yes, my pleasure, Kimberly, my pleasure.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Mwah. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.